Hello, hello, my lovely ladies. It's Friday, and this is Marsha Grace, your Calm Creativity Connector, here doing our new series on abundant mentality. Having abundance mentality, that's the key to happiness and joy, success, and all good things. So last week I talked about how happiness leads to abundance in your life, abundance in your with your relationships, and of course in your business. And this week I want to talk about, abundance leads to happiness, but how do we get happy? How do we get abundant, right? So we're going to dig a little more deeply into that today. So you want an abundant mentality, right? You might be feeling a little doubtful, confused, upset, depending on how your business is going. Some of us are fortunate enough to have not had major upheavals in our business, and some of us not so lucky. So we're at all ends of the spectrum. Even if your business hasn't been greatly impacted, certainly our emotional lives have, because of not being able to see people we want to be with, and just our whole life just thrown up. Can't go to a show, can't go to a movie, or go out to dinner. I mean, all of these things have been impacted. So now that things are starting to open up a little bit, people are getting vaccines, which is exciting. I've got my appointment set up, so that'll be happening next week. So I'm really glad about that. And if you haven't signed up, anybody can sign up now, just about. So please do it. And as soon as you sign up, I felt better right away, as soon as I knew I had an appointment. So it can only be better than that from then on. All right, so let's talk about if you want an abundant mentality and you haven't got one right now, you need to shift your perception. I talk about this all the time, right? And so we have to work on discovering our internal beliefs, and that's not so easy. It's not easy to discover, what do I really believe? What's by taking a personal inventory to find out what's really going on inside here, that will inform why I do the things I do or don't do, right? Because a lot of that stuff is so deeply underground that we're not even aware of what it is that holds us back or that keeps us from our happiness and our joy. So, me, I'm always asking a lot of questions, because I think if we really sit with a question, a deep question, and let it sink in, and then see what comes up out of that, we can discover things about ourselves that we may have been completely unaware of before. So let's look at some questions we can ask ourselves today as we go into the weekend. Maybe you'll have a little more time to sit and reflect on these things. So if you want to take a pencil and write these questions down, that might be helpful. And think about them. Really go within, because of course I teach people how to do that, how to find your inner resources. And it's a step-by-step process. It's not something you can do instantly overnight, but with practice, like anything else, you get good at it. So but you start right now. Don't let that stop you. By all means, get going as soon as you can. So first question, ask yourself, do I believe I deserve to be successful? Now, that seems like an obvious, of course I believe that. But do you really, really believe that? Because even though we may say it, we do things unconsciously that prevent us. We don't take well, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, about the risk. Well, that we stay in our safe little place where we know everything that's going on, and so we don't make any waves, but we also don't move ahead. So ask yourself that question. Next question, am I a good person who wants the best for everyone? So again, I think we'd probably say, oh yeah, I'm a good person. I respect people or what have you, if you do. And I hope you will really consider the depth of that question, because um, we have what's called all over today. We're hearing about institutional racism. We all are so completely unaware of our racist tendencies. I know I am, and I have noticed it, and I still notice it, even though I'm very conscious of it, and I want to know, and I want to not be that way. It's really hard to overcome our upbringing and the beliefs that we've been that we've accepted into our state of being, so that they're so deeply entrenched. To get them out takes work. Okay, so we have to be committed to the work. So okay, you're a good person. I'm sure we're all good people here. Anybody listening to me for any length of time must be a good person, generally speaking. But again, on a deeper level, ask yourself, how could you be a better person? How could you be more compassionate, more understanding, more open to hearing what other people say, and without quickly having to put your 2 cents in? We're very quick to want to get our point across. So, all right, that's good. All right, another question. If I get more, ask yourself, does that mean other people have less? So, we have this concept in our heads that if I'm successful, then that means other people aren't able to be as successful, because there's just so much of the pie to go around. And if I've got a giant piece, then that leaves less for other people. And that's just not true. It's just not true. So I think you really need to examine that belief, because we have every level of abundance in our society, and every level of poverty just as well, right? So we have the super, 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 super rich who have billions, and then we have, the people that, who are making, $12 an hour or something. It's crazy. So yeah, ask yourself that. Do I believe that? Because the reason that's not true is that each of us has our own creative ability right within us to manifest whatever it is we need. I believe this. I firmly, completely believe this. You can start from nothing, and how many stories have we heard of people who start with nothing and rise to incredible heights of success and fortune and what have you. I don't know what their family lives are like, but but they, in the eyes of the world, they're successful. So, so it's never about that somebody loses because somebody gains. It just does. The world does not work that way, but there is a tendency for us to believe that. So examine yourself. Maybe you don't believe it, but maybe you do. So it's worth looking at. All right. This is a good one. I really like this one. Can I see my mistakes as opportunities to learn and grow? All right. First of all, am I willing to even admit I made a mistake? Ooh, that was so hard for me many years ago. Oh my goodness. There's no way I could admit I made a mistake. Not me. No. Oh my goodness. I'd be too embarrassed. So if you're not able to admit that you made a mistake, how do you fix it? Right? You can't fix it. So that's a big problem. That's a very big problem. And again, that takes soul searching. That takes really looking at yourself and saying, can I do that? Can I admit when I make a mistake? You know why? Because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. There's not a person alive that hasn't made mistakes. Mistakes, many, and daily probably. So the quicker we can discern it and admit it and say, yes, I made this mistake, and that's good. It's a good thing. it's a good thing I made the mistake and that I realized it, because now I can learn from this. I can learn what not to do next time. Now that's really helpful. Let me not do this thing again, because it's not helpful. So so we grow from our mistakes. And any biography I've ever read of any important famous person has said that exact same thing in one way or another. They got to be successful because they were able to look at their mistakes and correct them. All right? Okay. Do you believe, this kind of works on that same principle, do you believe that for every problem there's a solution? And the reason I ask you this question is because sometimes we get so caught up in our problems that we can't see straight. We can't see beyond our nose. We can't see that, hey, there's a solution here. I just haven't found it yet, but it's here. I know it's here, and I know I'm going to find it. And so we keep a positive mindset, even though we're in the midst of a situation, shall I say? Okay, so by knowing that the problem has a solution that you haven't discovered yet is very different than going, oh my God, I've got this problem. I don't know what I'm going to do. There's no way out of this. That kind of mentality is going to keep us back from moving forward and getting done what needs to get done, and to be more successful, which is our goal, right? Okay. So how about this one? Are you willing to take risks? Risks. Go where you've never gone before. That's scary, right? Sometimes it's really scary. It's really frightening to try something new because you say, oh, I don't know enough. I don't know how to do this. I'll look foolish, right? I don't want to look stupid. So I better not do that. Go ahead and look stupid. Again, if you make a mistake, there's an answer, there's a solution, there's a way to fix it, always. I firmly believe that. Sometimes we have fights. Did you ever have a fight with somebody? So I've had a fight with somebody, and afterwards I felt so terrible, and I said, oh my God, why did I say that? Why did I do that? And then and as a result, I'm going to avoid this person now, right? Because I feel terrible and I feel, I should, whatever. So what I've learned from that, though, is, hey, we all say things we don't mean, or that are, on second thought, were incorrect, what have you. And what's the best solution to that? Apologize. People love when people apologize to them. They absolutely love it. Anybody ever apologize to you? Probably, we have trouble doing that. But if you can apologize and say, I'm sorry, I just lost my head. I don't know where I was. My tooth hurt, something, whatever, whatever it was that caused you to make this misstep. Just apologize and be sincere, and you'll be amazed. You probably have mended that problem better than it was before, because you give that other person a chance to say, yes, we all make mistakes, and here's someone admitting, willing to admit that, and maybe I should do that too, because now it's a teaching experience, right? Okay, so so that may be one risky behavior, is to apologize when you know you've done something wrong, but there are so many other ways that we can fall back on the easy path, just staying in our little lane and not doing anything outside of the, what we're used to. But risk-taking is essential too. It's absolutely essential to success, because if you keep doing the same thing you're doing now, nothing changes. Nothing changes. So if you want to move your business ahead, if you want to improve your relationships, you're going to have to do things differently. You're going to have to find new ways to interact with those people, or to run your business, or to hire people or fire people, whatever it is. You have to find new ways, because it's those new ways that will take you to the next level. So what I've done, and this may sound crazy, is we're all creatures of habit, right? So one of the things I've done is I've done things like, you get up in the morning, you have your routine. Everybody has their routine. And I'd love to talk more with you about routines in the morning because that's what I teach. But, so you do your routine, whatever it is. And let's say now you're getting dressed. So you're getting dressed, you put your left sock on, you put your right sock on, you put your left shoe on, you put your right shoe on. So instead, a lot of days I'll get up, I'll put my right sock on, and then I'll put my right shoe on, and then I'll put my left sock. I know it sounds stupid, but believe it, when you do that, you're rewiring your brain. You're starting a new wire, a new path that says, oh, I don't have to go down that left sock, left, right sock path. I can go down the right sock, right shoe path instead. I can make a new path. And that's teaching your brain and you're teaching you that you can do things differently, that you can shift your things. So maybe instead of brushing your teeth and then combing your hair, or you know what I'm saying, just regular, everyday, routine things that you do the reverse or do something different. Go to work in a different way. Go down a different street, whatever. Who goes to work anymore? But anyway, and just go a different way. When I take my walk to the beach, I take the same path all the time. So one day I said to myself, let me take a different path. And so I did. It felt funny, but it also felt freeing. There was a sense of freedom to that. So, okay. Let's be willing to try different things. Because, if you don't, as I said, think nothing changes. When I was a kid, I was a very shy kid, very, very shy. And I was a shy young woman as well. I was a stay-at-home mom. I was lucky, I guess that's considered lucky, enough to be able to stay at home. And lucky in some ways and not in others, because I didn't get that life experience as much, or the sense of independence as much, being a stay-at-home mom. But then my first shift came, and that was when I decided to go back to college and get a degree. And it was the most wonderful time in my life. I just had a ball being a college student and and a mother of kids. At that time, I was doing math, which I never liked math much in school, but I had to take this core math course, and I was doing the same math that my son was doing in school. So that was pretty funny. And he would help me with my homework. So that was kind of fun. But getting that degree really was like a major shift in my life. And then a couple of years went by, and I was doing a newsletter with my good friend Joanne, who both of us are Course in Miracles teachers, and we were doing a newsletter for our community. And I happened to notice on her table, I was at her house working on it, and I noticed this brochure for this interfaith seminary. And as soon as I saw it, something went bing in me. And I said, Joanne, we have to do this. We have to do this. And she thought I was crazy. She had 4 little kids at the time. And, it was like, how are we going to do this? But guess what? We did. And so that was the next huge shift for me, and for her too, I'm sure. I know. And we became interfaith ministers. And that really was incredible, because, being able to suddenly be out there as a minister was so foreign to the way I was, so completely foreign. I had to let go of my shyness. I was getting up there doing weddings with 200 people, at a wedding party, and here's this couple in front of me, and but I did it. I got out of my comfort zone, and I did it, and it just changed my life. So those are just some of the things that when we take the plunge and take the risk, miracles happen. What can I say? Miracles happen, and we're all entitled to them, but you have to make the effort. So, all right. That's my discussion about how to get happy and abundant for today. But I also want to remind you that if you enjoyed this, if you got anything out of it, please share it with other people. Please, please share, share, share. And please come to my Facebook, my new Facebook group, which is called Calm, Creative, Joyful for the Busy Businesswoman, because there we are working on nurturing each other, supporting, helping, and you know, just learning and growing together. So please come and join. And so, as I always do, I close with wishing you a happy weekend and a happy week ahead. And remember, everything begins with a thought. So keep those thoughts light and bright. All right. Bye-bye for now.